I wanted to do an initial review of a new product that I just got in the mail today. It's a product that I've been very excited about, and it is the Gelish or Gelish's Vita Gel. It is supposed to be the first gel nail strengthener. There are not a lot of reviews about it, and I went ahead and purchased it. I normally don't like to be the guinea pig or the first person to try something, but my nails are so incredibly weak that I am willing to try anything. Of course, I strongly prefer gel polishes. When this product was announced, I definitely wanted to give it a try. Um, Hopefully, I'll be able to give you at least an initial review today. Again, I am going to use this product for the very first time. What I have on my nails right now and what I've been using on my nails for the past couple of months is silk wraps. So I have silk wraps, and I use a gel manicure over top of that. That usually lasts me 1 to 2 weeks, depending on how quickly I want to change the color. But as you can see, I do have quite a bit of growth to my nail, and this is even with trimming them down each time I do a manicure. So this has really worked for me, and this is the only thing that has worked for me and still given me healthy nails. What I'm going to do today is I actually had one of my nails to chip and I used that as a convenient reason for me to go ahead and try this product on the one nail to see it in comparison to a silk wrap. So that can kind of give you an idea of the strength that you have. I will go ahead and just use this bottle. This is another product. I got some OPI Bond Aid because I'm running out of primer, and so I wanted to try that, and this is a much bigger bottle. So I'm just going to kind of show you with this bottle how hard my nail is now. There is no way to bend it, but it is much healthier. If you look at the nail that doesn't have anything healthier, if you look at the nail that doesn't have anything on it, you'll see there's absolutely no damage to that nail whatsoever. It is healthy. It is as strong as my nails are, which is still weak. I don't know if you can see, but my nails do bend a little bit, and that's what I don't like at all. And if I were to put them in any water or submerge them, they would immediately become so soft that they could just bend all the way over. They tear a lot, but I like the silk wrap in that I still can get a healthy nail that grows, but I don't have to use acrylics, and so I do those myself at home. Haven't done a tutorial video on it, but hopefully I'll be able to do one of those soon. But that's one of my healthy nails. I have taken and soaked the silk wrap completely off of that, just using acetone and aluminum foil. And so that's the nail that I'm going to be using the Vita Gel. So if you see in comparison to one with the silk wrap, how hard that is, and then this one is not even, and it clearly bends. That doesn't happen with the silk wrap. I don't know if I'm going to get a similar strength with the Vita Gel, but I do want to give it a try. And for those of you who are interested, the color for my gel manicure is TruGel's Tiffany. I've gotten a lot of comments on it. I really like the color. It does look like a Tiffany box. The outside of the bottle, it's pretty true to the outside of the bottle, but it's slightly lighter, and I don't know if you'll be able to see that. It's just ever so slightly, and let me try to wipe some of the excess off so I can hold the brush up against, and you'll just be able to see it's ever so slightly lighter, but when it cures just a little bit darker. And so that's the color that I'll be using for those of you who are interested. I really do like the TruGels. They're affordable, and I've really had a good experience with them. So this again is the recovery formula, and like I said, I'm taking it out of the box right before your eyes. Here is the bottle when it's out. It is a decent sized bottle. I will let you see the difference with the TruGel bottle. So it's actually a little bit bigger. It looks like it'll give you quite a bit here. So hopefully you'll be able to get quite a few manicures out of it. They say that it's really thick and it's supposed to be much thicker. I opened the bottle and look at how thick that is. Look at how slowly that droplet goes in there. So it's really thick, and you see now this second one is barely doing that. I can show you in comparison to the TruGel. This is much thicker than your average gel polish. The directions here say to go ahead and prep your nails, and I've already done that with this nail. It says to brush on the Vita Gel recovery over the natural nail and cap the free edge. Cure for 30 seconds under an LED light or 2 minutes under a UV light. Cleanse the nail with Gelish surface cleanse to remove the tacky residue. So that's just like a regular gel manicure. Massage with cuticle oil and you're done. And of course you can use gel polish over that, which I plan on doing today so that my manicure matches. Or I could do an accent nail or something like that. And you can also just paint regular nail lacquer or nail polish. What it says that it's going to do, or one thing that it's supposed to help with, it says Vita Gel Recovery is the answer when brittle, dull, dry, weak, and damaged nails call for help. Maximum strength formula, all of the benefits of strength, which is the original brand, or the original formula, in a more concentrated formula for added durability. Vita Gel Recovery fortifies and strengthens the natural nail to counteract stress and increase flexibility. Works best as a base coat in the actual contact with the natural nail. So it doesn't say that it doesn't work at all if it's not in contact with the natural nail, but it is encouraged. But yes, this particular one is supposed to be marketed towards people who have really dry or brittle nails, or someone who is just taking off a set of acrylics, and this is supposed to provide that extra durability and security. I will be using an LED lamp. It's actually going to be the Sensational LED lamp to cure my Gelish recovery here. So I'm just going to wipe off a bunch of this excess. Again, this is really thick in comparison to regular gel manicure polish. It almost has the consistency of nail polish that is like old, but this is supposed to be that way. I had a hair or something to get in on my brush. That was not the fault of the Gelish. It's very easy to control, I can say that. I'm just going to go ahead and polish with the Gelish recovery. I will say as well with the Gelish recovery, there's no smell to this whatsoever. I do have a small cold, but usually, like for instance, when I opened that TruGel, I smelled it immediately. Not that it was overpowering, but I did smell it. I don't smell anything with this at all. It's very light smell. I'm just capping the free edge. I'm going to cap my sides as well because that's where I tend to split my nails. And I'm just wiping everything off of that brush and smoothing out what I have here. I'll just cap over here one more time. Cap on my side over here. Just going to clean up any polish before I cure. And that's how that looks before it cures. I'm going to go ahead and cure for what it says 30 seconds. I always cure for 60. That's just me. But I will be back to show you what it's like after it cures and the strength that I have. This is the nail here. Let's see what we have as far as strength before I use alcohol to wipe it off. I would say initially I don't feel anything, you know, it's maybe a little stronger, but not significantly so. My nails don't have quite as much bend as they had before, but they still are definitely much weaker than a silk wrap. So we'll see what we get. I'm actually, because it definitely does not provide the strength that I thought that it would provide, Now, again, I want it to be a miracle, and nothing's going to provide that besides a gel, actually a gel set, which I'm not willing to get. So I'm going to actually do 2 coats of this as a base coat. This is not recommended by the company, but I'm a bit of a risk taker. So let's see what we get here. I'm going to just polish on the Vita Gel. I mean, it's supposed to give you added flexibility, so I'm assuming that it doesn't want it to be rock hard. There we have it. Again, I think I just will feel a little bit more secure with another coat. Just going to clean up the nail here. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and cure one more time. I do feel like I feel a difference. I definitely like doing 2 coats of that. I don't know whether Gelish would be on board for that or not, but 2 coats is a little more strength. Let me go ahead and use what I was using before to compare. This is a silk wrap. No bending whatsoever. Still a little bit of bending, but it's definitely stronger and definitely adds more protection than my regular nail. So I'm going to go ahead and put the Tiffany. There we go. Tiffany is complete. Now I am going to do something that's not necessarily endorsed, or I mean, it's not told. It doesn't tell you you can't do it. But if you can wear this as a regular polish, that means that this can also be a top coat. So, or so I believe. We're about to find out, actually. Just putting on the Gelish Vita Gel as a top coat now. I'm going to cap that edge again. Really, really good. Cap my sides. All right. And I cured that for 60 seconds. And now I'm going to wipe off my last coat. The sticky residue, rather. I'm wiping that off with alcohol. Wow. Wow. That is a lot stronger than original. Wow. Initially I'm really, really impressed with that. I'm just gonna wipe a little bit more here. That is a lot stronger than what it was with the 1 coat. Even with the 2 coats, the 3 coats of the TruGel on top of it really made a difference, and then another coat of that Vita Gel on top. I'm gonna just let you all hear, I guess, the difference. That's how hard that is. And now we're talking about a similar strength right now. So that with the gel polish with it, it definitely, I mean, I can't bend that nail at all. So what I'm going to actually do is I am going to keep this on. Of course, these nails that have already been polished for about a week or so, I'm probably going to keep these on for another probably 3, 4, 5 days max. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to um, keep this one nail with the Vita Gel TruGel combo. And with that combo together, I'm going to come back periodically, give you any sort of updates if I experience any chipping or any sort of weird experience with this particular nail in comparison to all the rest of the nails. I will definitely let you know. I will also look back at any possible growth or anything different that I noticed with this nail. My initial reactions to the Vita Gel is very, very good. It's definitely much stronger than any regular strengthener that I've gotten from, Sally's, and I have tried a ton of them. I've tried a lot of strengtheners. None of them have really helped. My nails are still weak. They're still very bendable, that sort of stuff. This, not so much after putting on a couple of coats. So far, so good. I will see what happens with this nail, and hopefully this helps me have an alternative to silk wraps all the time. Even though I still love my silk wraps, I'm going to still do them, but sometimes I may just want to give my nails a break from the silk wraps, or I just may want to get some extra growth and start strengthening my natural nail, and so I may want to start using the Vita Gel more regularly. But time will tell. I'll see what happens once I give this a few days try. And so I will follow back up with you on what my impressions are of the Vita Gel after a couple of days usage. But it definitely won my initial approval as far as a strengthener goes. It definitely gave me a lot of added strength to my nail. I did put on a couple of extra coats, so that's something that you may or may not want to do or need to do. But we will see what happens. So hopefully it lives up to its name. Another thing about the Vita Gel is I got this for $16. I got it on Amazon.com actually, because I couldn't find it in my store here. I couldn't find it in my Sally's. So other than that, you should be able to find it in Sally Beauty Supply. If you don't have it there, you should be able to get it on Amazon.com, eBay, any of that, or you could order it from Sally online. But I went ahead and bought mine at $16. It was fairly reasonable, especially if it's going to be a good strengthener and it's going to be able to give me kind of similar results with growth and strength that I get with the silk wraps. So hopefully this works out, and we shall see. Post, comment, if you have any questions. I am more than happy to respond to those and kind of let you know what my impressions are as the days go by.